This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for December 4th, 2025. After more than 25 years, Disney has quietly removed all of Aerosmith's branding from their rock and roller coaster in Florida. Walt Disney World announced earlier this week the amusement park will be permanently removing Aerosmith's presence, which included a loading area video starring the band jamming in the studio from the ride that opened back in 1999. The indoor roller coaster itself will be closed and overhauled in the spring of 2026 to welcome a new band, the Muppets Electric Mayhem. The new version of the roller coaster will find riders boarding a very fast limousine to take a twisting, turning, and screamingly fun road trip across Hollywood to reach the concert on time. Throughout the journey, you'll hear from the Electric Mayhem playing some of the most iconic rockin' hits in your ears to keep the music and adrenaline pumping. The Electric Mayhem ride is expected to reopen in the summer of 2026. Alter Bridge are getting ready to release their self-titled album on January 9th, and the band has just released a new single called Playing Aces, and the new video is available on their YouTube. Alter Bridge are also touring this spring with a stop in Boston in May at the House of Blues with Filter and Tim Montana. Rufus Publications has unveiled a new, fully authorized coffee table book from legendary rock photographer Ross Halfin. Over the last few years, Halfin has had unrestricted access to Pantera on tour, backstage, their days off, and of course, their shows. This new, fully authorized book captures the current lineup in all its glory, delving into the extensive Pantera archive featuring stunning photographs of the original four, including late guitarist Dimebag Darrell Abbott and drummer Vinnie Paul Abbott. The huge A3 portrait coffee table book has more than 300 pages. Only 666 numbered copies of the book are being made available. Each copy is hand-signed by the band's current touring lineup of frontman Phil Anselmo, bassist Rex Brown, drummer Charlie Benante, and guitarist Zach Wilde. Pre-sale begins today. The shipping date is expected to be scheduled in the spring of 2026. Sharon Osbourne remembered her late husband Ozzy Osbourne on what would have been his 77th birthday yesterday. Her official Instagram shared a tribute to Ozzy comprised of images of the couple through the years and footage of the Black Sabbath Bridge in Birmingham, England, where Happy Birthday Ozzy was spelled out in purple flowers. Sharon's message to Ozzy said, quote, "My darling husband, I celebrate the day you were born. I will never let go of your hand until I see you on the other side." And Birmingham paid tribute to Ozzy yesterday in a private ceremony celebrating his life and legacy, posthumously presented the Lord Mayor's Award to Ozzy's daughter, Kelly Osbourne, who accepted it on her father's behalf. Saying, quote, "It's been a bit of an emotional one for me. Birmingham is so special to him, and never in my wildest dreams did I expect the outpouring of love that we received. There is no place like Brum. He was the people's person. He never changed and was always a working class hero. He never thought that he was better than anybody else. He just loved what he did so much, entertaining and making people happy. My dad has shown the world, not just Birmingham, but Birmingham particularly, that you can be a boy from Aston and be everything." A federal judge has sided with Cher yet again, issuing a final judgment in the singer's 4-year royalties war with Sonny Bono's widow that grants Cher almost everything she sought, including potentially substantial legal costs. Mary Bono, the head of her late husband's estate, plans to appeal. God forbid, have released a new mini documentary, 20 Years of Treason, via YouTube. The film revisits the band's landmark 2005 album, Constitution of Treason, which they performed in full during their 2025 tour. Featuring new interviews with Doc Coyle, Byron Davis, John Outcalt, and Corey Pierce, the documentary blends backstage footage and previously unseen photos to capture the band's evolution, stemming back to their 2004 Ozfest run, writing the record 2 decades ago, and their 2022 return to performing again in their home state of New Jersey. Bad news if you were hoping a surprise holiday release was coming from Slipknot of their long-shelved Take a Look Outside Your Window album. Clown from Slipknot is now promising a 2026 release. Clown saying, let's start with, I know I told everyone it would be this year, and I'm very sorry it hasn't been. Things come to play to change those things all the time with the art we create. I want you to know 2026 is the year. It's just simply time. I'm getting tired of waiting myself. Have faith, I promise. The album was originally recorded on the side during the 2008 recording sessions for Slipknot's fourth studio album, All Hope Is Gone. Take a Look Outside Your Window wasn't conceived as a traditional Slipknot release. Instead, it came after Clown, Corey Taylor, and Jim Root and Sid Wilson branched off from the main album sessions and recorded the 11-song album as an experiment. To commemorate the 10th anniversary of his passing on December 3rd, 2015, a previously unreleased Scott Weiland track, If I Could Fly, was released worldwide via Primary Wave and Virgin in honor of the rock icon. This marks the first unveiling of original unreleased material from the Scott Weiland archive since his passing. Stanley Simmons, the collaborative project of Evan Stanley and Nick Simmons, sons of Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, are releasing their new single, Body Down, coming up tomorrow. Evan said, we grew up loving a lot of root stuff, Americana folk, so you hear a lot of that in there. It really has nothing to do with our dads. I think the interesting thing is we actually have a lot of the same influences. Nick said, we're excited. I never get to do just stripped down rootsy Americana music. So it was like, let's do it because it would be fun. And then people were like, no, you should do it. Luke Spiller from The Struts has released a cover of Slade's Christmas classic, Merry Christmas, Everybody. Saying, quote, like so many of us, I have always loved Christmas. For me personally, it's a time where I often travel back to the United Kingdom and spend quality time with my family after a long year of touring and seeing the world. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 287, featuring Justin Holman and Robert Davis from Revis, is available now.